Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something super exciting. We're going to be filling in eyebrows. I get a lot of questions about how I fill in my eyebrows, and what better way than to just show you guys. Eyebrows are one of my favorite things because they can completely change your face and change your expression, everything. I'm going to get into what I like to use to fill them in and how I do it and everything. So if you're interested in learning, then just keep watching. So I have you guys zoomed in so you can see the brows a little bit better. So first things first, I'm gonna brush out my eyebrows. This is the best way to see kind of where you're at and what both of your eyebrows look like naturally. So as you can see, and this is totally natural by the way, if you feel like your brows through this front part are actually a little bit more sparse, that's okay because that's just how they are, and it will end up giving you more of that natural ombre effect once you start filling them in. So when you look at your brows naturally, they're lighter here in terms of hair for the most part, and then they start to get darker through here. So that's actually going to create the illusion of opening up your face when they're lighter, and then darker here, bringing more attention to the eyes. Right off the bat, this eyebrow is a little bit higher, so I know that this one I'm going to fill in a little bit higher through here to kind of lift it to make it appear that they are on the same place on my face, as well as right through here I kind of have a little cowlick where the hair dips down, as you can see, where this eyebrow I do not, so I'll definitely pay a little bit more attention to that. Also with my eyebrows in particular, this eyebrow is a little bit more straight, and then it starts to curve here and it's a little bit higher here, where this one naturally has a higher arch right through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a little bit up here to kind of balance out the upper portion, and then I'm also going to fill in a little tiny bit through here to kind of straighten out the brow, and then fill in a little bit on this to give it more of the arch like this one. So I'm going to show you guys what I use. I kind of do a layering process, and the first thing I use is the Eyebrow Primer by Anastasia, Beverly Hills. This stuff is great. It's just a little wax pencil like this, and what I do is just one clean swipe. That's all that you need, honestly. This brush, this is Anastasia Beverly Hills brush 7B, and it has a nice angled end here and then a spoolie on the other end. So what you want to do is you want to brush through the eyebrow again, just so you don't have any clumps of the wax anywhere, and this will also set up your brows to kind of stay in this position. Now the next thing I'm going to use perfectly pairs with the wax, go figure, and it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo, and I use the shade Soft Brown, and I like to use this shade because it's not too dark, and the darkest side is what I really like about this powder because it's kind of neutral, it's not too warm and it's not too cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start underneath the brow, and I'm going to begin filling. And since I do my brows every day, I kind of already know what I'm doing, but I've already added more of an arch right through here, and then I'm going to blend. It's really important that you blend after a couple strokes, just so you don't have big block brows by the end of it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking a little bit of the powder and creating hair-like strokes in the direction of which the hair grows, so it looks really nice and natural and feathered. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lighter side for the front half of the eyebrow, and I'm going to start lining through here. Again, I'm going to create little hair-like strokes through the front of the brow with the lighter side. Now, as you can see, where the hair really starts to grow here, the lighter powder won't really do as much to fill in that cowlick. So I'm going to kind of brush this down, and I can already see where the hairs grow through here. So I'm going to take the darker side of the powder and start to fill in right in the area that I need it. I don't need to take it anywhere past where I don't need it, because then it starts to look a little bit too heavy. But I've just corrected that little swirl that I had. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush the hairs down like this. Looks really, really hot that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start lining out the eyebrow just where it naturally, where all the hair naturally grows. And then I'm going to brush the hair back up. So now you can already kind of see what a fully filled eyebrow looks like compared to one that is not filled in. So this is my eyebrow that I like to coin as the problem child or problem sister brow. I'm gonna go into that dark shade once again. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna start to lower this eyebrow by bringing the powder a little bit lower than where the hair naturally grows in attempts to straighten out the eyebrow like this one. And just feather in the product through the brow, and then go ahead with your spoolie once more just to blend it out. Again, with the lighter side, I'm going to start filling in the front. And I'm using very, very light pressure with this, because last thing that you want to do is really block out your eyebrows unless you're going for a really extreme brow. But I really like a nice soft ombre in the front, so I really take my time and feather in the product throughout the eyebrow. So I don't really need to add too much product right through here like I did with this one, because this one is already rounded out. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the light powder and just kind of feather it in. You can also brush the brows down so that you don't just have a line of product, and you can kind of blend in a little bit more, and then of course go back in and blend. So again, I'm going to brush the eyebrow down again, take the darker side, and then lift this a little bit higher than where the hair naturally grows, just so I can even it out with this one, and then really blend the product through the eyebrow. So then I give them another sweep, kind of understand where I'm at. This one looks like it could be a little bit darker through here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the dark side of the palette, of the powder, and just kind of feather through. If this is good enough for you, you can go ahead and stop there. The next thing that I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and rather than using the same color, soft brown, that I used in the powder, I'm going to use dark brown, and this is closer to the actual hair color of my eyebrows. So what I like to do is I just like to go in and add a couple little hair-like strokes where I feel like I have some sparseness, and then I just do a couple and then blend, and then do a couple more, blend. Blending is so key for eyebrows, just so they look natural and, you know, very effortless. You never want them to look too strong, because they can start to make you look angry or upset or very surprised super quickly. So you just always want to make sure that your eyebrows look nice and soft and well blended, so everything looks nice and sweet. So the next step I like to take, and this is for my girls who either are beginners or might be a little bit messy or something like that, you're in between waxes. This product is probably one of my favorite products. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Pencil, and I'm using the shade Base 1, which is the lightest. And what I like to do is I like to get it nice and sharp, and then just outline the brow. So what this does is it also highlights as well as kind of cleans up the eyebrow. So what I like to do when I get to the front is I like to round it out a little bit, just because once they're too square, they start to look very boxy, and that's when you can start to look a little bit angry. And then I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills brush 20, which is just a flat synthetic brush with a spoolie on the end. And I'm going to begin to just blend that into my eyeshadow. Now generally when I do my eyes, or my eyebrows, I guess, I generally already have just my foundation and my bronzer on. And I don't have eyeshadow on, so I wouldn't have to worry about reblending any of this. But, you know, I'm just going to try to be careful. And what I also like to do is I like to take the spoolie after I've blended all this product out, so I don't have a harsh line, 1, and 2. So if there is any product sitting up next to the brow, this will drag it through and kind of create more dimension as well. This is the last step and it's also optional. I really love this product because I can use it without any product and it just keeps my hairs in place. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and this stuff is amazing. It seriously holds like no other, and I just feather it through my brows and I'm good to go. As always, please comment below what you'd like to see next, what you're interested in seeing. I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. Subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!